today I'm gonna try to make this as brief as possible. It's a bit of a different video, but it's one that has to be made. It's just gonna be a speed draw. This is thrown together last minute. I have to leave for college on Sunday, and I'm just putting this whole thing together on Friday because I forgot that this was something I had to do. Anyway, in case you couldn't tell from the title, this video is about being visually disabled as an artist and how that works. And if anyone's confused by that, I'm not just referring to my glasses. I know that's the only thing I've ever shown on the channel that would imply me having any visual challenges. In fact, quick note, about 2.5 years ago, I made a video about this before, actually. It was a very in-depth video. I made it while I was at a camp, so I was feeling very inspired because the camp was about like building confidence while being visually disabled. And so I felt inspired to make a video about like how I lost my sight and how that felt and all that stuff. I ended up privating that because it felt very personal, and it still is a bit too much. That's not what I'm going to be talking about today, but I'm just throwing that out there because some of you did see that. About 1,000 people saw that, and if you're one of those people, then this is going to sound a little bit familiar to you, but it's a bit of a different video. So just to quickly explain what I mean here, I use a walking cane to see better, and you might be wondering why this has never come up in the past, and there are two different reasons for that. One, most of my videos have been when I was really little. I usually make videos from like age 5 to like age, I don't know, 10 to 12. Most of my stories are about when I was really young, and so the cane didn't really affect those because I didn't get it till I was 17. The second reason is also because it is something that I'm just gonna be straightforward. It is a bit of a challenge. It still is something that can sometimes be a bit of an insecurity, which that's normal. A lot of people in this position would feel that way, and that's something I do think I'm gonna get past one day. Again, this happened when I was 17, 2 years ago, and so even though it wasn't super recently, it is recent in comparison. Like, I've had vision issues since I was 5, and I got the cane when I was 17, so 17 wasn't that long ago in comparison to when, you know, everything started. I hope that makes sense. And so I'm still kind of getting to a point where it feels comfortable, I guess. But the reason I'm bringing this up now is because as you all know, I went to college this past semester. I decided to go to college, get out of my house. Yay, look at that. It's definitely been outside of my comfort zone, but I think that's what I needed, as much as I don't enjoy admitting that. But because of that, I have stories to tell that are a lot more recent. I wasn't telling many stories in the past that were like super recent because I just didn't have many recent things that were worthy of being made into a story video. And now I'm getting more stories from like now, where the cane is there. And a couple of them, the cane actually kind of directly affects the story. Originally, I was gonna just kind of not make a whole video dedicated to explaining this, but then I thought it's gonna be a little weird if I make a video and then in the middle of the video I'm just like, oh, by the way, I have a cane because I'm legally blind. That's just kind of not a random detail you throw out of nowhere, so I thought I'd explain why. And also, I'm trying to become more confident and do better, which I think I've done. It's been a crazy year, but it's been a good one, I think. And I think one step to doing that is just acknowledging something. I used to avoid drawing the cane because I didn't think people would get it, but I have it. It's something I have and use every day, and that's perfectly okay. And I want to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge that it exists. Anyway, I want to quickly explain how my vision works, and the reason I'm doing this is because it is very confusing to people. People in real life have been very confused about this because I'm a graphic design major at college, which is a visual major, and I use a walking cane, which implies I can't see, but the things I do, like art, imply that I can. And so that confuses people. And that's completely normal, by the way. If you have questions or you're confused by anything, that's okay. That's a normal reaction. And if after this video there's something I didn't explain very well that you're still a little confused about, feel free to ask in the comments. I have no problem answering your questions, so I just wanted to throw that out there. So I'm going to explain how that all works. To start off, my left eye is blind, so there you go, that's out of the way. My right eye is where it gets confusing. My right eye is a lot like me. It is very indecisive. It couldn't decide whether it wanted to be blind or have sight, so it picked a very happy in-between. The problem with my right eye is that it lacks peripheral. I cannot. I've recorded this video 4 times, and none of the times have I ever said that word right. My right eye lacks I can't do this. My right eye lacks peripheral vision. And basically what that is, okay, say you're looking at a taco. Yes, there we go. The taco would be your center vision and everything around it would be your peripheral. My word. And that is the part that I lack. If I were looking at the same thing that you were looking at, I would be able to see whatever was in the center and then a little bit of what was around it, but not a lot. I only have around 40% of my peripheral I did it! I said the word! This might sound very simple and like it doesn't really matter, but it does. Especially considering my left eye is blind and my right eye is the only one that can see. Lacking that part of the vision is actually very challenging because when I look ahead of me, I cannot see what is below me, above me, to the left, or to the right. I can only see what is right in front of me, which makes it very hard. It has resulted in me falling downstairs, tripping over chairs. Hampers. Hampers are the worst. Why do hampers exist? And people make it especially difficult because they move. It's like an obstacle that just, it's unpredictable. And used to, I would stare at the ground to avoid like tripping. I would concentrate really hard on the floor, but then I would run into what was ahead of me because I couldn't see that at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. You would have to have the vision yourself to 100% get what I'm trying to say. Basically what the cane does is it covers the ground so that I can look ahead. It covers the areas I can't see. Now, if something's above me, then that sucks because there's nothing protecting that. But more often than not, that's not a problem. And so the cane is actually super helpful. It's something that, again, still takes some getting used to in public because I'm very new to socializing. Why was that so hard to say? But it's very helpful, and it makes it so that I can be independent on my own instead of holding on to someone's arm, which is what I used to do when I was in public. And if anyone's wondering about the center vision, that's not great either. It's full of floaters and glares, and it's not the clearest. But if you're wondering how I work with that, I use magnifying glasses, and I also use programs on my computer to enlarge things. For art, it's actually surprisingly easy digitally. It's not traditionally, it's a pain traditionally, but digitally it's very easy because I can just use Procreate, which you can already zoom up on Procreate, so it's actually very nice if you're wondering how that happens. So I think to the best of my ability, that is how I can explain that. Again, the reason I'm doing this is because I want this to be in my videos without people being confused by it, and also this will help me in the future if someone new comes to the channel and they see the cane in the video and they're like, what is that? Like, how does that work? I can just link them to this video instead of trying to explain in the comments. Trust me, you don't want to see me type out a long comment about this. I am not good at explaining things. So this video is gonna help with that if that ever comes up. So I think that covers that. Just a quick way to end this video. I was gonna share some quick little channel updates about how the next semester is gonna go. I'm basically gonna try to do the same thing I did last semester. Last semester I posted a video every month while I was there. I'm very surprised that that worked out, and I'd like to do that again, and possibly even throw in some smaller videos in between, only like 1 or 2, but I'm just gonna try. Again, it's trial and error. This whole year is very much just me just trying to figure out if I can, like, how I can balance YouTube and college and what I can do and what I can't. That was a very confusing sentence. So if I don't post when you expect me to, I'm still working on videos. I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure out how to do everything. And I just want to throw that reminder out there because it is a weird year. College is strange. It's good, but it's different. Anyway, I think that's everything. Thank you for pulling through this video. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, ask me. Oh, I didn't even show you the new character. This is my new character design. I just want to quickly say, I'm developing my art style a lot lately because I've been constantly learning new things. I drew this back in November, and there are already things about it that I would change now if I could. So it will be changing at some point. It's gonna change probably quite a few times. I think that's good. It's experimenting. But I'm not gonna be able to change it until June because I can't do a complete character redesign unless I'm on break, because there's no way I can do that at college. That being said, I drew this character in November. I was feeling the Christmas spirit. My heart was full of Christmas music, Christmas trees, the lights were beautiful, and I failed to actually stop and think about how the first video you're going to see with this design is going to be posted in February, 2 months after Christmas. So excuse the tree background, but I can't change that right now, so it's going to be Christmas for a long time. Not good thinking on my part, but yeah, Merry Christmas. Anyway, I think that's everything. I think I covered that. I hope you all are having a good beginning of the new year. I know 2020 was crazy, but I believe that 2021 will be a good year. I believe in you. Do the best that you can. You're gonna do great things. Great things. Anyway, eat more tacos and have a wonderful year. Bye.